In this video, I'm going to provide you with a simple hack I've used myself and I've recommended to so many other people that will literally force you to develop a David Goggins level discipline. I've used this myself to go from someone who cannot focus for even 1 minute when he's trying to do his deep work, from someone who just doesn't achieve any goals he sets in his life, to someone who can work on his business for 8 to 10 hours a day and love what he's doing. And trust me, if you're struggling with your productivity and you have a business you're trying to scale but you're just seeing no results, this video will save your life, because I wish I had this 2 years ago when I started my first business. So if you can just give me a few minutes of your time, I'll be eternally grateful, and I'm sure your future self will be grateful too. So just before I go into the hack though, I just want to tell you a quick story, because this will allow you to understand the reason why I have this belief and the hack itself, okay? You see, it's around August 2023 and I've just started my first business, which was copywriting, and my birthday had just passed a few days ago, and I remember distinctly the only things I got for my birthday was a ton of books. But there was one book I was dying to read. It wasn't Atomic Habits or Deep Work by Cal Newport, even though they're great books. It was actually Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Now the reason why I was dying to read this book was because my discipline was out the window. At this point in my life, I had this huge goal of starting a business and, you know, just getting like 1 or 2 clients by the end of the year. That was a big goal for me. But the thing is, I had no discipline whatsoever. So every single time I would wake up, I wouldn't do my work. I would scroll on my phone, and it was just so undisciplined. Like, this was literally the first book I've ever read in full in my life. And I remember the start of the book just goes over David Goggins' transformation, how he was like 300 pounds. But as you progress through the book, if you've read the book yourself, which you probably have, you start to see how disciplined he actually becomes. And this trait of discipline that he created was the driving force that caused him to propel so much further in life than everyone else. And as I was reading and progressing through this book, I couldn't help but just think of how undisciplined I was myself. Barely did any work for my business. I was telling myself that I was working for, 8 hours a day, but I was only working for 1 hour. I didn't go to the gym consistently. I kept on breaking promises to myself, and as a result, I saw no progress in my business. Even my grades suffered. And I remember I was reading a chapter in this book, and it was talking about your self-image, and that was when I had a huge realization. Because the thing is, I was disciplined. I had a huge ambition to actually work, but there was something that was stopping me. And I'm not even kidding you when I say this. I picked up my journal and I literally journaled for like 3 hours straight, and my hands were hurting so much. But by the end of that journaling session, it was like something changed, and I realized the only reason why I was not disciplined was because of my self-image. I viewed myself as a lazy bum that just didn't complete any business work, and he had these huge ambitions, but he was still addicted to video games. And the reason why I told you that story is because I know this is the same problem you're facing right now. You clicked on this video because it exposed your belief of you thinking you're not disciplined. You clicked on this video because your own self-image believes you're not good enough to reach your goals. And what I've kind of learned in the last few months is this ideology called an identity pact. And basically what that means is the perception that you hold of yourself forges into what you do, the actions you take in the day. And when I realized this, it was kind of like a light bulb moment inside my mind, because all my life had just been putting myself down, right? I had this terrible self-image of myself, and no wonder I didn't want to do any work. No wonder I didn't want to be productive. It's because you always base what you do, your actions, your beliefs around your self-image. It's like, for example, all the people that are addicted to video games always say, they're addicted to video games. How do I stop? How do I get rid of this habit? But they will never get rid of that habit because they always label themselves as a video game addict. If you keep on telling yourself that you're unproductive, that you're lazy, you're not disciplined, and you don't have what it takes to build a business, to get good grades in your exams, then you won't do it. You won't put in the work, because your brain won't see a reason to do it. But it's also the same for the opposite. If you believe you're disciplined, that you can work for 12 hours a day and not burn out, you will. And this is exactly how everything shifted in my business. I started to land clients for my copywriting business because I shifted my perception of myself. I told myself I can beat every single one of my competition. But you need to realize you're always going to act in the way your identity is formed, because sure, you can change your behavior for a period of time. You can say after this video, right, I'm going to do 2 hours of work, 2 hours of focused work, but tomorrow you're going to be unfocused because the identity is still existing inside your mind. So now I'm going to move on to the next part of the video, which will show you how to align your identity to be productive, to be disciplined in the day. You see, there's 2 ways I've managed to change my identity and become this new person that isn't addicted to video games, that doesn't say to himself, oh, I'm addicted to video games. First way I reprogram my identity to favor and like deep work is by journaling and saying to myself why I have these beliefs and thoughts in the first place, why I keep on saying to myself that I'm addicted to video games, why I keep on saying to myself, oh, I can't do this deep work because I'm distracted. Every single day I would write in this exact journal why I have different beliefs, and once I found these beliefs after lots of introspection, I would replace these with positive affirmations. I would constantly tell myself that I work hard, and those actions disciplines that I did led to a new identity being formed, and then it turned into a positive cycle where I'll constantly just work hard. I want you to grab something where you can just write your thoughts down, whether it's on like a Notion document or on paper. I prefer on paper, but I want you to write down the beliefs you hold. Why do you think you're addicted to that one habit? Why do you think you can't work hard? What is stopping you from being disciplined? And eventually you're going to get deeper and deeper until you get into the root cause of this problem. And once you do that, that's when you can start to switch the belief to actually favor deep work and replace those thoughts with positive affirmations. And if you think I'm lying and this doesn't work, you realize one of the best Roman emperors to ever live would journal as soon as he woke up. He wouldn't, go and conquer the world. He would journal. That is literally the first thing he would do in his day because he realized the importance of it. And this is what you need to start doing, even if it's for like 15 minutes. You just constantly replace your thoughts with positive affirmations. You can literally change who you are just by writing something on a piece of paper. But this next exercise is much more important, and it is something called your alchemy of self. And this alchemy of self is basically created by an entrepreneur called Sam Ovens, and this guy's made like millions and millions online. And this alchemy of self basically exists so you can change your identity. But it's full of vision boards of how you want your ideal life to look like. It's full of affirmations of how your life wants to look like in the next 5 years, what goals you have, the people you want to be like. And basically what you have to do is design this alchemy of self document for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a video to how you can actually create your alchemy of self document, and you can watch it after this video. But the reason why this is so important, and the reason why it changed my identity to actually favor deep work, is every single day I would wake up, read this document to myself. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because it works so well. It works so well for me. So what I'll do is I'll just leave a video to that in the description where you can watch it and design your own alchemy of self document. But the main reason I wanted to make this video is because a lot of people try to find the productivity tactics. They try to find the Pomodoro, but none of it works. And that's simply because they're still attached to this old unproductive identity. And trust me, if I did not change my identity, if I didn't use the action steps in this video that I've told you to do, I would still be procrastinating, I would still be super undisciplined, and I would not be making this video. So if there's just one thing you take from this video, I just want you to realize that if you want to change your actions, your behaviors, you need to change your identity first, not the other way around, because you will not get anywhere. And just before I end this video, I just want to say, if you want personal advice about productivity tailored specifically to you so you can reach your goals 10 times faster, and also just get access to a ton of free resources and stay accountable towards your goals, click the first link in the description to join my free community, okay? Please make sure you do the actionable steps in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Goodbye, have a nice day. You'll get them in the face again. Goodbye. Wow.